Ladies and gentlemen, Garfield and friends.
We're ready to party!
We're ready to party, we're ready.
I hope you bring lots of spaghetti.
I'm scared. Come on in, come to the place where fun never ends. Come on in, it's time to party with Garfield and friends. Dancing,
Fiesta!
romancing,
Siesta!
samba,
La Bamba! Ay caramba! Disguises! Surprises! And pies of...
My name is Anne.
Come on in, come to the place where fun never ends. Come on in, it's time to party with Garfield and friends. Come on in, it's time to party with Garfield and friends. Garfield and friends.
And pay attention. There'll be a test at the end.
Oh, guys, I don't think Susan's ghost is gonna like this one. Either way, hello, everybody. Hello, welcome. How do you doing, hullabaloo? And all that good stuff, too. Welcome to a morning watch streak Felter-style stream on my one day off. Yes, it's the Super Mario Galaxy Movie Direct. What a mouthful. Big ups to the ding-dongs, dinguses, soul and double underscore ones, and expanded style individuals and persons existing here in the now and in the immediate and far-flung future, like Ann1337, Enzawin, Kodo underscore simp, D-Scythe, DeBlanc, and anybody else. I'm cutting it real close. I got 1 minute to spare. We're right on time. Oh, see, I don't even have the extra life stuff on this screen. I'm a bad person. Hey, Snow. Does it sound like I just woke up? Do you know the highest rated video game movie before, you know, any of the modern ones was like the Angry Birds movie?
Hello, everyone.
Hello, I'm the guy. Look how old he is. You're old.
Today, I'd like
You're
to show you
old.
the first trailer for the second Mario movie, the Super
Bro, you're
Mario
old.
Galaxy
Go back
movie.
to your family.
This time, Mario will embark on a journey into space. When we announced the movie title this past September, it was well received by many people from around the world.
I wasn't one of those
Thank you
people.
to everyone who's looking forward to this movie, just as you did for the previous one. Now let's hear some remarks by Chris-san from Illumination, who's producing the movie with me.
Bald egghead coming up.
Chris-san!
Thank you, Miyamoto.
Yes, hello. Thank you, Miyamoto-san. I am the corporate executive. I will now talk nonsense at you.
From completing animation. Their work is stunning, and we can't wait to share it all
His
with
job
you.
is to tell you the movie will
Working
be amazing.
side by side with Nintendo, we are bringing an incredible range of characters to the big screen. Many for the first time. From iconic favorites to deep cuts that longtime fans will recognize.
Oh yeah, deep
What
cuts
you're
like
about
Yoshi.
to see will give you a glimpse of the team's outstanding work.
Thank you, Chris-san.
Whoa, oh my
Okay,
god, I'm so
thank you all
fucking
for waiting.
hyped. Let's see the
press
trailer.
the start button.
Oh my god. Press the start button. Get out of here. This is made for 60-year-olds who don't know anything about Mario. Is this his new hobby? After Peach left him? After Peach felted him?
Hey, big guy! You wanted to see us?
Don't move, I'll be right up.
Get it? Cause that's how the first movie left him?
Cleaning the paint.
I guess you can call Skeleton Mario a little bit of a deep cut.
Hey, Luigi! What's up, Mario? Behold! I made a masterpiece for Princess Peach. What do you think?
Love the colors.
V would love it.
Dare you look at my masterpiece and say that? I'll burn the skin off your bones!
Wow. Sorry about that. That's the old Bowser talking. Still working through my demons, I suppose. Anyway,
Miss Gas.
I need my 8 hours or else I really turn into a monster.
Oh, it's the music. It's the fun music. It's the launch star. I clapped. I clapped when I saw Bluebird. Oh, that's such a deep cut, guys. Oh my god, it's the heckin' Ninja. Oh my god, Bowser Jr. Massive cut with his form from Mario
Jr.,
Wonder.
And I'm gonna be taking my father now!
Oh man, that's as much as we get to see, huh? Alright, Junior comes in. There she is. I was waiting for her. We got her. I was gonna cry if we didn't see her.
Rosalina, you're coming with me!
What a girl boss. Rosalina's not a princess, though.
How was that?
I called her Princess
When it
Rosalina.
comes to Super Mario
Rosalina's not a
Galaxy,
princess, though.
We can't talk about it without mentioning Rosalina. What key do you think she holds in this story? And standing in our hero's way is Bowser Jr. He takes the place of Bowser, who ate a mini mushroom and shrank at the end of the last movie. Okay, Chris-san, let's announce the new
Hello,
cast members.
Kai
In
underscore
addition to
Aster.
our returning cast who we announced in the last direct, we are thrilled
He's
to
new to
share
Twitch, guys.
two
Show him some
talented
love.
individuals who will be voicing Rosalina and Bowser Jr.
Aquafina.
First, let's introduce our cosmic protector.
She's gonna be
Once upon
black.
a time, there was a brave and noble princess named Peach.
I want to hear the story about the plumbers.
We did that one last night.
Plumber, 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 plumber.
The voice
Okay.
isn't annoying enough. We can go further.
Rosalina is being brought to the big screen by Academy Award winner and Nintendo superfan Brie Larson.
Whoa! Didn't
now,
people want her
a
for
villain with
Samus?
galactic ambition.
From the ashes of his father's defeat rises a new conqueror. The Bowser name
This
shall
is
be
not
feared
Bowser Jr. to me.
once more.
That's not Bowser
The role
Jr.
of Bowser Jr. is being played by
Chris-san, if anyone's gonna be announcing Bowser Jr., it's gotta be his papa.
The floor is all yours.
I guess that's fair.
Appreciate that, Chris-san. Hello, Nintendo Direct.
Hello, everybody.
We have royalty in our midst. He is the heir to the Koopa throne, a rowdy little vandal, an uncut gem.
Hey, Yuna.
He's Benny Safdie.
Who?
And I know he'll make his papa proud.
I have to say, I am so excited that Galaxy is going to be the inspiration for this movie.
Bill
Everyone
isn't.
knows it's the best
He wanted
video game
Mario
of all
2
time.
next.
My boys, when I told them
Bitch,
I was
what
gonna
even
be in
happens in
Galaxy,
Mario
they're
Galaxy,
like, "No
Jack
way, it's
Black?
gonna be
Tell me."
Galaxy." I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be Galaxy.
This will be on the
And
quiz.
you know, my boys are saying that. There's kids all over the world saying that. How special is this title? I can't wait for everyone all over the world to experience the sheer creative
Yeah,
magnitude
it's gonna motivate
of the
Phil to finish Galaxy 2.
words, and sweet, sweet score of this film.
He has to. He's
Chris,
gonna run out of games.
can I
He's dropping them
please
all.
Be the one who throws back to Miyamoto-san.
Like I could stop you?
You couldn't. Back to you, Miyamoto-san!
I'm back. That's great.
What a
I'm
funny
looking
scene.
forward to seeing Bowser this
Thank
time
you,
as well,
Jackson.
Jackson.
He's
Thank you,
He's called him
Jackson
Jackson.
and Chris-san. Please look forward to Brie Larson as the elegant Rosalina and Benny Safdie as the mischievous Bowser Jr. You can find the latest info about the Super Mario Galaxy movie on the smart device app Nintendo Today. So we hope
Yeah,
you'll
we gotta
check that
control
out.
all the news flow
And while you're
too.
checking Nintendo Today,
So
you
download
can
our
also
app.
watch the Pikmin Close to You videos if you haven't yet. Okay, that's all for now. Please wait just a bit longer until the movie's release next spring. See you later.
Wow, thank you, Miyamoto. Thank you. This was worth waking up at 8 in the morning for a silent assassin. Alright, now we analyze this at like, analyze this at 5 frames a second. Hey, Mr. Pun. Damn, they had everyone waiting so long. 40 minutes for like 7 minutes of content. We're gonna really ruin everyone's watch streak over 8 minutes. 8 minutes, 7-8 minute direct. Alright, there's the guy. I'm gonna struggle to stretch this. I kinda am. Alright, see, that's the animation in Mario Galaxy whenever you get shocked. And I think it's also a costume in Mario Odyssey. But it doesn't... Well, I gotta verify this for myself before I say anything. Yeah, okay, I was right. It was an Odyssey. There's only so much I can say. I didn't see the first movie, guys. My analysis isn't gonna be worth shit. You're gonna have to dust off your YouTube search and go look up Game Explain. Alright, yeah, this is the Star Festival. You know, the event that opens up both Galaxy 1 and 2. So obviously the launch star. That's an actual... I'm pretty sure that's an actual planetoid in Galaxy 1. I just forget what galaxy it's associated with. But there is a planetoid that's filled with water and filled with bloopers that you swim through. Look, you don't need to watch the first movie to understand it. It's gonna be like Tears of the Kingdom, where you don't even need to have done the first one. This right here, Toast Arena. I don't like that implication though. By the way, Peach being a girl boss, I didn't even really comment on that. I was too distracted by Ninja. The implications of this though, are they still on? I can't even. Is it called Earth in the context of Mario's world, or is it just Mario's planet, the planet in which Mario and his friends inhabit? I don't know. If this is Toast Arena, then it should be on Earth. But if it's the Mario Galaxy movie, are we just on a desert planet that just happens to look like Toast Arena? Is it meant to be Toast Arena from Odyssey? Yeah, Peach was a girl boss all the last movie. It doesn't look like they're gonna respond or care about people who didn't like that. Is Ninja supposed to be the deep cut? Like, bro, you can play as Ninja in Mario Golf. Ninja is not a deep cut. Electronic Speed. What's with all the Brie Larson hate? I don't know. I'm not the person to ask about modern movies, modern TV shows, modern celebrities, and whether we're supposed to like them or not. I'm not the guy. I don't really know anything about Brie Larson. I don't believe I've seen anything she's been in. All I know is that for the longest time, people wanted her to play Samus if Metroid ever got a movie. Bowser Jr. is supposed to be the deep cut. I will call this a semi-interesting moment. It's a Galaxy movie, so I didn't expect them to use his transformation from Mario Wonder. So this is like supposed to be budget Shadow Mario. Like, they don't want to actually do Shadow Mario because it would be too confusing for the audience to understand and accept that there's like two Marios. So we just give him the Mario Wonder form. Is this something Phil can even watch on stream? I want to see what he would think about this. So, he probably already forgot Mario Wonder and everything in that game. Brie Larson sucks as an actor. She antagonized the Marvel audience during her role as Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel. Oh, yeah. I remember that from my Comicsgate era. when I used to watch Diversity in Comics. Boy, he hated that movie. Marvel audience deserves this. I don't think they give a fuck about Mario. Alright, this is kind of like, okay, we kind of have a plot thread to work with here. I wonder how they're going to explain Bowser Jr. not being in the first movie. Maybe he was just fucking around in space and now he's back. But the first movie has already happened and he needs to go rescue his dad. It's obviously at the start of the film. Probably as the Star Festival is going on, he uses that as the cover to come in and rescue Bowser. And then the movie begins. The real question is Luigi going to be a damsel in distress? Luigi didn't get to do much in the last movie because he was kidnapped for half of it. She's a bad actor. Started even before the Captain Marvel stuff. She antagonized people who didn't like the bad Wrinkle in Time movie. I didn't see that either. Anyway, here you have the lady. We had her design leaked a few months ago. I really didn't like the leaked design. In fact, I was hoping it was fake. Maybe they did some post-production magic. They sprinkled some pixie dust on her. She doesn't look too bad. I'll say this. I think she looks better than Peach. Can we get like a comparison shot? Alright. Alright. Now, you could just attribute it to like same face, you know? But where's a Peach scene? I want to make this like... Okay, it's gonna be right here. See, I just don't like Peach's face. Luigi's in the movie. It's such a deep cut, guys. Okay, she's making an expression here. Even so, like, just the default way that she looks in this movie, I never liked it. It's my understanding most people don't. Then we have her coming in as a girl boss. Obviously, the big concern is how Rosalina will be handled as a character. We already have one girl boss, so are you just gonna... You're just gonna Control-C, Control-P, copy-paste Peach onto Rosalina? Yeah, very cocky and angry, and it just feels undeserved for Princess Peach. Actually, the mannerisms inscribed upon Peach in the last movie would actually fit Daisy more, because Daisy doesn't have anything to do with Galaxy, or really any mainline Mario game besides being playable in Mario Wonder, but she's not like the main character of Wonder, and her appearance doesn't affect the story of Mario Wonder. You know, she can't be in the movie. I mean, I'm sure they could have made it work if they really wanted to, but at that point, I guess the movie execs, the suits, feel it would be easier to just put that personality type on the Peach, or else we just have too many girl characters for no reason. And Peach has been like the target of complaints about her uselessness for years now. Oh man, Peach, you're a classic damsel in distress. And now we're hearing we're hearing and addressing these complaints all these years later by overly course correcting. We should rewatch Phil's Mario movie review after this. Just to fill up time. That's a Dig-a-Leg, by the way. Boss from the first game. The one that you guide bullet bills to hit him on the head. See, that's a concerning shot for Rosalina, but she seems normal in the scenes, the subsequent scene. Yeah, no one's gonna be against Peach defending herself. It's just her attitude that she goes about it in. People liked Super Princess Peach. If it wasn't for the fans' outcry, Miyamoto would gladly throw her in the trash can. True. He doesn't like story. Rosalina right now is very calm while showing agitation. It's not like over-the-top angry expression. Yeah, but like that's the concern. Does that turn into like a smugness or something? Will she have any negative style traits? Or will she just be, oh my god, super perfect, basically Disney princess? Either thing has its downsides. Just from this part, how she responds to Luma, already kind of emotes more than in the original games. Not that the original games give her much to work with. When you really think about it, Bree is perfect for this. She has a boring tone. Look at it, she's so fucking hyped to play Rosalina. Why are his eyes bloodshot here? Is he coping? This is his soliloquy scene? Then the whole dude crashes the scene? It's a kid's movie meant for the masses to earn $1 billion? Well, obviously! That's why I'm saying that she and Rosalina have more action scenes in Mario movie. It's so much of a girls get it done vibe, too. I think for a lot of people, it's not even that the girls get way too much action, but that Mario doesn't get enough action and sometimes seems emasculated in comparison to the female characters for no reason at all. And again, like, the reason these critiques seem more prominent is because well, Luigi's a damsel in the last movie, and then Mario doesn't get to do much. And then you really overly course correct on Peach to where she's just like a Giga Girl boss and doesn't really have a moment where she gets felted. You can have the girls get it done, having them have a bunch of action. Fuck it, let them do it. I don't think she had many roles lately, so she got to be hype. Rosalina Bros felted by Brie Larson. That's why Daisy is better. You don't want to say that and have Daisy be voiced by Awkwafina. I'm gonna remember that. Well, those rumors were wrong. Rosalina was supposed to be black! Dingus, hello. I swear to God. You don't like Daisy enough to be really upset about that. Okay, yeah, download the app. I'm gonna look for this. Just for a little Throwback Thursday. Wow, you search for DSP Mario movie, it doesn't even pop up. The hour react of me watching it pops up. Dingus dissects it. DSP's Schizo Mario movie review. Read synopsis. Expanded stream segment. Nah, I need his, I cannot find his original review. Oh, here it is. Never mind. You don't like her voice, Awkwafina? I'm gonna be honest, Anne. I haven't watched anything she's been in either. I know she was in BoJack Horseman. I haven't seen BoJack Horseman. I'm sorry. I know people like that. They like that show. I haven't seen it. Alright, for old time's sake, let's hear what he had to say on the last movie. Alright, I gotta update this. My little HTML coding. Were you here for me to describe how this works, Anne? So embedding is broken. Look on screen. Embedding is broken if you do it by the browser, like if you do it by the URL. Embedding has now broken the way in which I used to do it. So to fix this, I made a notepad file, saved it as an HTML, posted some basic bitch HTML coding in it, and then I slapped the URL that I want to watch into that basic HTML code, and then I load the browser source in as a local file. Tick the local file box, and then put the HTML file in the local file box, and it's supposed to just pull it that way. Yeah, see, it just works. I don't understand it. Apparently on the Reddit, they were describing this as a referrer code, and the browser source on its own on OBS now lacks this referrer code after a recent Chromium update. So sticking it in the local file with this fucking HTML coding tells OBS that you now have the referrer code and allows you to watch what you want to watch. All right, my DSP Reacts review of the Super Mario Brothers movie is not what you'd expect. But I'm being honest, did people expect him to like it? Remember everything? Remember everything to do with any of this that we're looking at right now? Holy shit. DSP Reacts, the best Reacts channel on YouTube. Wasn't it some fucking retard who made this for him?
What is going on, everyone? Phil here.
Oh man, and we are back in time. The setup is so different. The mic quality is even different. The audio sounds different to me. July 12th, 2023. I remember mauling at this live when it came out.
Welcome to DSP React, and welcome.
Yeah, I don't know. I have so much to say. The camera seems more zoomed in. We got all this shit in the background arranged in that particular fashion. We have big-ass sources on screen.
To my review of the Super Mario Brothers movie. Now, for clarification
portions of his face is cut off whenever he leans too far in.
Purposes, my viewing audience was asking me to review this movie since it was announced and had a release date back in April.
We gotta say this because it's a kids movie. We don't want people... First of all, we can't have the detractors restreaming this review and making fun of us for watching a kids movie as a... at the time, he would have been... See, July, his birthday's in April. Oh, wow, yeah, would it be 41? He would have just turned 41. Hot off the presses.
Of this year. It is now July of this year. Because, as you know, I have a very busy life and work schedule. I really wanted to see if I could get to the movies to see it. Sadly, I just never did.
Oh, yeah. Did anyone believe he actually wanted to go to the theaters?
On demand, thanks to a fan. So thank you. Big shout out. You know who you are, who donated the movie for me to watch for this review. People have been wanting to hear my thoughts on this for a while, and I said, you know what? When I get a chance, finally, I'll do it. Now I had opportunity and access to it, and I watched it last night. And I have a lot of thoughts on it, actually.
You know, I really agree with him now, watching old content. Yeah, he really has bulked out, guys. I can see such a difference between this DSP and the DSP we're going to watch later today.
Actually, although admittedly, I don't know if my thoughts are going to essentially line up with a lot of people's. Then again, I didn't really read or listen to many reviews of the movie regardless.
I got the day off today.
I listened to my audience's thoughts on it. Seemed like the consensus of my viewing audience over the months that it's been out is that it's pretty good. They liked it. They thought it was exciting. It was an interesting movie. Now, as you know, I'm a lifelong Mario fan. I started playing Super Mario Brothers.
We don't need this. Talk about the movie.
I actually owned regular Mario Brothers for the Atari 7800.
The regular Mario, as opposed to Mario Brothers 1, which really took it beyond the pale.
I played every single numbered iteration since then. As a YouTuber in the last 15 years, I've played every single major Mario game that's come to market, even
everyone that matters.
I would consider myself somewhat...
Even spin-offs. No, you haven't. This dude hasn't played like half the Mario Golfs, tennis, strikers, baseball, parties that Mario has ever done. Shut the fuck up.
A Mario aficionado, although I'm not necessarily like a hardcore Mario fan. I'm not someone who's like absolutely lining up to do crazy runs in these games and playing them a million times. You know, a lot of these games is kind of a one and done deal for me. But I thoroughly enjoy them. I like some of the lore. I like the fact that every Mario game has a new creative spin and stuff to it.
What's the new creative spin?
The characters, the music, all of it. You know, first party Nintendo games is good quality stuff, and you know that every time you go to play them.
Oh man, that's kind of funny now.
You know, first party Nintendo games is good quality stuff, and you know that every time you go to play them.
And then the Switch 2 came out.
So, when they were going to make a mainstream animated movie, as opposed to the live-action movie that I saw in the 90s in theaters starring Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo, which is
that's
a really good movie for all the wrong reasons. When I heard
guys, remember that controversy? John Leguizamo? He was hating on the new movie because it had no diversity? What the fuck was on with that?
This one was coming out. I felt, wow, imagination, or excuse me, Illumination. These are the same guys who make Despicable Me, Minions. Those are really, really popular animated movies.
But you never saw them.
Ridiculous amounts of
money. It's okay,
money.
neither have I.
So you would think this movie is going to be taken very seriously and is going to be treated with respect. And this is the opportunity for video games to actually break into the mainstream with animation. And a lot of people were saying if this movie ends up being good and does well, this could be the stepping stone to see all of your favorite video game franchises, Nintendo.
It did do well enough to get Zelda live action announced.
So in particular, but possibly even others, make it on the big screen and become big budget franchise.
I don't think anybody was saying this, so I don't think everything was like hedging its bets on the Mario movie. Video game movies have existed for long, ever since this one.
So, everyone was wondering, would this movie be good? But as you know, this movie did ridiculously well. It basically broke box office records. I believe they're saying it's like, as of today, like the second highest grossing animated film of all time, which is absolutely insane because it's only been out since April, and it did that well. It's something like that. Like, it's just a crazy huge success story.
No, video game movies don't need respect. I guess he wants them to break into the mainstream in movies, the same as the old our video games art conversation.
You got, you know, people within Nintendo saying, oh, we're lined up. I mean, Zelda's probably next, and then we're going to continue on with other franchises, right?
Zelda should have been a heckin' anime. Why is it live action?
But was the movie any good? You know, or was it just that it was because it was hyped or whatever? Well, after watching it last night, allow me to give you my full thoughts, okay?
Now, I'll leave the movie buff stuff to Littlewig.
You feel nostalgia. Because the immediate thing that happens when the movie begins is they start playing the theme song from the Super Mario Brothers animated television show, which used to be called the Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Oh my God.
Late 80s, early 90s, I forget the exact time frame, but I used to watch this show. So it's actually an 80s and 90s kind of rap. Like, we're the Mario Brothers and plumbing's a game. You know, it's cheesy, but it's such a retro vibe because this is what you used to hear all the time when you were a kid watching that show.
Hey,
the joke is that this is an ad that Mario and Luigi just took out to play on New.
No, they casted Zelda and Link already, and if I recall correctly, Zelda and Link are played by relative unknowns. No, wasn't there a controversy, like Zelda's actress is so much older than Link, and it's like, oh my god. Ah, yes, IMDb. Yeah, to me, I've never heard of these guys. I'm looking at the actors here. Click report mode on. Yeah, get ready to pull up Wikipedia. You can read along with Phil. Here is the logo for the movie. That's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. I don't know these guys. You don't know these guys. But, pretty safe casting all around. Give them some hair dye, and they can probably get the job done. Alright, back to DSP. Unfortunately.
York television because they're plumbers trying to get jobs, and this is the ad they purchased. They had that song in it, okay?
Whoa, that's so Kino. That's such an immersive way to put the old theme song in the movie, the new movie.
Kind of neat. I was like, that's a cool way to kind of explain it. But it is kind of odd because you literally get like 15 or more minutes of backstory of how these two guys are literally regular plumbers in New York City trying to get work, and how their family doesn't really support them or believe in them that they can do it, that there's rival plumbers out there that hate their guts and think that they're a joke. And there's actually a running joke that Mario is short, which is weird.
Luigi's taller than him.
If in the canon of the video games he ever was short, but in this movie,
kind of
everyone says he's just a really short guy. I mean, he's shorter than all his family members, okay? So anyway, you know, to make a long story short,
that's why he grows big when he gets the mushroom
kingdom by just happening to happen upon
He's confused by like the 15 minutes of preamble and ramble. Like, I guess he would have preferred if it just started in the Mushroom Kingdom already, but the people, like, they're trying to appeal to the older. Okay, the primary appeal is the kids, right? The secondary appeal is people who grew up with Mario in the past, who may have fallen off of it in the now. These adults probably more than likely grew up with the old cartoon, so from their perspective, they have the Dobson kind of point of view, where from their understanding, Mario is from Brooklyn and not from the Mushroom Kingdom, So we have to explain that away, and then it'll make sense for the kids because they're already not familiar with Mario anyway, because they're like fucking 4.
A sewer, and he gets sucked in, and they're separated. Luigi gets shot to one end of the Mushroom Kingdom, and Mario gets shot to the other end. Luigi's in the bad part of town. He's with
He's in
dry
Section
bones,
8 of the Mushroom
undead
Kingdom.
skeleton Koopas who are chasing him. He ends
dry
up in a
bones.
castle. He's
Undead
being,
skeleton
harassed, and
Koopas.
eventually gets captured by King Koopa and imprisoned.
King
While
Koopa is-
Mario
but his
immediately
name's
starts running
Bowser.
into more friendly folk, such as Toad, the denizen of the Mushroom Kingdom, who leads him to
This is proof. This is proof. This is proof he looked up Wikipedia. This is proof he looked up Wikipedia. This motherfucker doesn't use denizen in his regular vernacular.
into more friendly folk, such as Toad, the denizen of the Mushroom Kingdom, who leads him to the princess. Once he talks to the princess, he finds out the backstory that apparently the princess is from another universe and at one point was warped to this Mushroom Kingdom and was trained to live there and eventually became the leader. Don't ask me why.
Why is he confused by that though? That explains the way the theme song is explained away in the movie. The Peach thing is explained away, explains why Peach herself is not a toad.
To take someone who randomly wandered upon their kingdom as a child and made her the princess. Figure that one out. It's never really logically explained. But in reality, that's kind of the plot synopsis of this movie. Nothing is ever logically explained. Things happen. They continue to happen. There is a plot that's moving.
It's called a popcorn movie, Phil.
But none of it actually makes much sense. So, the villain of the movie...
The way he says this and then hits you with this all-time banger face of confusion. Look at the jowls. Look at the snort lines here. Look at the bulbous nose. Oh, he's so washed. I wonder what game he was playing just before he cut on the camera to record this one. Well, Mario doesn't make much sense. I don't really understand the movie.
Moving, but none of it actually makes
He's LARPing as your dad after he finishes watching the movie with you.
much sense. So, the villain of the movie is Bowser, played by Jack Black. I think Jack Black does a reasonable amount of voice acting, good amount of voice acting for the character. But the plot is that Bowser has a crush on Princess Peach, wants to marry her, and
There's entire Mario games with this premise.
therefore he traveled the galaxy finding power-ups and finally found the superstar, and felt that because he found the superstar, Toadstool will marry him. Why? Felt that because he found the superstar, Toadstool will marry him. Why?
Is he the fucking
Never
king?
explained. He just thinks she will. Alright? Even his denizens, the Koopa army, when they hear his plan are like, what? They even react like that, like, what? That doesn't sound like a very good plan. But
Right, so it's self-aware. Bowser's an idiot. He believes that prestige will bring him what he wants, but it doesn't. That's the foible there. I understand this, and I didn't even see the movie.
have to do what he says because he's the big ruler and he's more powerful than all of them, so they got to do what he tells them to do.
This would have been a few years after he played Mario Odyssey. So yeah, surely he remembers the plot of Odyssey, right? The plot of Odyssey is also Bowser wanting to marry Peach.
So once Mario hits the Mushroom Kingdom and teams up with Princess Toadstool, or Princess Peach as she's called in this movie, their job is to try to find...
God, that's like... Oh, hey, J. Frosty. That's his, like, 80s kid mentality sticking with them, calling her Toadstool?
To do. And so once Mario hits the Mushroom Kingdom and teams up with Princess Toadstool, or Princess Peach as she's called in this movie...
That she was always known, and then they renamed her for, like, a few years in America.
Their job is to try to find Luigi, who's missing. Well, Bowser captures Luigi, gets a wind of what's going on with Mario, and becomes insanely jealous, believing that because Mario has teamed up with Princess Peach that she might have a crush or feelings for him. And so now it's his mission to not only win over Princess Peach, but to also basically crush Mario, who seems to be his romantic rival. Meanwhile, that's not really happening in the movie. Like, there's no real romance between Mario and Princess Peach.
Yeah, it's a sitcom misunderstanding. The audience will get it because they... Even if you know of Mario at a cursory level, you know of Mario, and then you know of the girl, the princess. Even if you don't know her name, you know that's the princess. Mario saves her, and that's an easy thing for the movie people to go, okay, let's make it like they have a thing. but it's actually just a misunderstanding for Bowser. The audience will get it, even if they're not really familiar with the characters, because they know, oh, that's the boy character, and that's the girl character, and maybe they might like each other.
It's just kind of like, you know, they're trying to help each other out.
Her name is Peach Toadstool. It was explained back then. I know. In Mario 64, they tried to do like an Eggman Robotnik thing of merging the two names to be like, oh, she has both names. But, brother, come on. They haven't brought that shit up since then.
Between Mario and Princess Peach, it's just kind
of... Yeah, meanwhile, in Sonic, Eggman still goes by both names. They still live by... They ride and die by the idea that Robotnik is the real name and Eggman is just the nickname.
Of like, you know, they're trying to help each other out. You know, Peach wants to defend her kingdom from Bowser's invasion, while Mario's just a stranger in paradise trying to find his lost brother. Now...
Wow.
The movie has ups and downs, twists and turns. There's a lot of cameo appearances. There's an entire plot line where they actually have interaction with the Kong people. Yes, Donkey Kong and his race are a race in the Mushroom Kingdom.
Yes, the Kong people, guys.
Ups and downs, twists and turns. There's a lot of cameo appearances. There's an entire plot line where they actually have interaction with the Kong people. Yes, Donkey Kong and his race.
Oh, Mario also goes to the part of the bad part of town?
Canon in the Nintendo universe, but...
yeah, no, Bonanza felt it that.
Appearances, there's an entire plot line where they actually have interaction with the Kong people. Yes, Donkey Kong and his race are a race in the Mushroom Kingdom. That's not
a race of the Mushroom Kingdom.
Canon in the Nintendo universe, but in...
Well, I mean, they're not in... The Kongs aren't in the Mushroom Kingdom. I get what he's trying to say. He means Mushroom Kingdom to say Mario's world. They're not in Mario's world, but they have their own kingdom separate from the Mushroom Kingdom. Also, Bonanza proved him wrong. The Kongs do exist within the same continuity as 3D Mario. Their paths just never intersect. And they don't need to either. But Bonanza showed that, yeah, they do exist in the same continuity. Because Donkey Kong literally goes to... Spoiler, guys. Mute the stream now. 5, 4, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He goes to New Donk City at the end of the game. You know, the place from Odyssey?
In this movie, it is. They drive around in carts that look oddly like vehicles from Mario Kart, although Mario Kart is never referenced and no official racing circuit is ever referenced. There's...
yeah, did he really watch the same movie that I saw the trailers of?
But
this was my biggest pet peeve with this video. Everything to do with his description here of the Mario Kart scene. Even if you haven't seen the movie, surely you must have seen the trailer where they're racing on Rainbow Road for the first movie, right?
This movie, it is. They drive around in carts that look oddly like vehicles from Mario Kart, although Mario Kart is never referenced and no official racing circuit is ever referenced.
So Rainbow Road is actually in the movie, but Phil says it doesn't count. Second, he says it's not literally a Mario Kart reference because at no point in any of the movie does anyone say, oh, this is like Mario Kart. Oh, so we're doing a Mario Kart thing now? Like, he needs hard confirmation that the thing being referenced is Mario Kart, or he doesn't feel assured enough to say, oh yeah, that's referencing Mario Kart. No. The Kongs are just in go-karts. It's just a coincidence. It has nothing to do with Mario Kart. Now, what? There's a whole ass side character that has like a blue shell for a helmet.
There's multiple driving scenes in the movie that are reminiscent of Mario Kart stuff.
But they don't say Mario Kart, so I don't know if it's supposed to be Mario Kart.
I like that there's a lot of Easter egg references. If you are a fan of Mario, you're gonna get a lot of references in the movie as, oh, I recognize that creature from a Mario game. Wow, they're playing this theme song of Mario music that I know from a Mario video game in the movie. And those themes permeate throughout. If you're just kind of counting Easter eggs, you're gonna have like a giant notepad this stacked by the end of the movie saying, wow, look at all those references to stuff from the Mario franchises in this movie. But never really do they pan out to be anything important, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. Another thing that I liked about the movie was the animation. I think the animation was absolutely top-notch. The lighting, the detail to the characters, to actually see Mario and all of the creatures of the Mushroom Kingdom be put into a full 3D perspective like this on a screen, as opposed to an interactive medium like a video game, but to see them in this insane amount of render and definition, you've never seen
almost too much fidelity before. If you ask me.
Hell, if you got a Nintendo Switch, that console's like a console generation behind in graphics. So to actually see the Mario
Switch
characters look like
strays?
characters in graphics that you would maybe have on a current gen console is kind of mind blowing and boggling.
the modernized graphics. We could have Mario in 4K,
But as the movie goes on,
but
which,
do
by
we
the
really
way,
need
only
him
has
in
about a
4K?
90-minute running time. It becomes a little bit more and more apparent that this movie is meant as a standalone feature and isn't really meant to be a way to explain the lore of the games, nor does it really feel
it's meant
like
to be its
it
own
really
thing.
even has a direct connection to any of the stories of the games previous. It really is its own standalone story.
Right,
No,
correct.
the princess is not in another castle, but that's a joke that's made. Okay, there's no Koopa
Okay,
kids.
is he mad
All
that
right?
that's
There's
not the
no,
case? He took it too literal.
Geez, I mean, there's just so many opportunities for things that they could have done that would have made sense. How do we take the lore or the gameplay elements of Mario and turn them into a movie? They didn't really go for that. Essentially, the whole...
It's an interpretation of the Mario universe to set the foundation before the subsequent movie, the sequel, which would be Galaxy. The reason why they picked Galaxy for the adaptation is because it takes place in outer space, which gives them a greater freedom to do things with like the plot, the characters, and all that. And it's also just so happens to be one of the highest selling and best critically acclaimed Mario games ever. So it's just it's an easy pick for the movie that you want to make, but you still have to set the foundation for that iteration of Mario's world, the characters and all that. So you have to have the first movie to kind of explain and set up everything. Then you can do the second movie, which is the movie you actually want to make, the Mario Galaxy movie.
Movie is Mario and Princess Peach running around looking for Luigi, trying to rescue him, eventually teaming up with the Kongs and becoming this combined force to take on the invading forces of the Koopas, and then fighting with the Koopas for the rest of the movie. And that's like the whole movie. There's really
but really, what should there have been? So, okay, he comments on the absence of the general storyline of the very first game. So he hears Super Mario Brothers movie and expects it to be a hard adaptation of exclusively only the first movie. Therefore, the plot should have been Peach is kidnapped instead of Luigi. Princess is in another castle. Bowser is there, and Mario fights Bowser, and the Kongs are not there. But again, it's supposed to be an interpretation of the games to fit the silver screen for today's dented masses. To, in my opinion, again, set up the foundation for the Galaxy movie, which is the movie they actually wanted to do.
And then fighting with the Koopas for the rest of the movie.
He
And
started
that's like the whole movie.
But like that's the thing. What would he have wanted in an ideal scenario? So he says he wants it to be like Mario 1, where Peach is the one kidnapped, Princess in another castle. How would that version of the movie not be just fighting Koopas the whole way through? Why is this critique? The movie is just about fighting Bowser and the Koopas for the whole runtime.
There's really nothing to it. The gameplay elements of Mario Brothers really don't shine through. There's a couple scenes, for example, at the beginning, there's a scene where they're running through the streets of New York, and it's a 2D side-scroller that looks just like an old-school Mario game. He even jumps and grabs a flag at one point.
Yeah, it's supposed to make you go, oh, remember that from the game? And then they have the whole training course later on, which is even more evocative of the 2D games, especially the more modern ones.
Okay, but never is he using the elements that you would have thought, like, for example...
Yes, he does. He uses power-ups, especially in the finale. I know this much. He does use power-ups.
Why is he jumping on a Goomba and then kicking the shell and doing a big combo against the Koopas all the time, right? He doesn't do that. There's no the elements that you would have thought, like, for example, why is he jumping on a Goomba and then kicking the shell and doing a big combo against the Koopas all the time, right? He doesn't do that. There's no classic Mario stuff. Is there fire flowers? Yes.
Okay, so there is classic Mario stuff, but not the classic stuff. He wants the deep cuts. He doesn't want just surface level stuff. The deep cut of jumping on the Goomba and then kicking it into the Koopa. Hey, Malcolm X Square. The Mario Galaxy Direct thing was 7 minutes long, so I'm watching this to fill airtime.
And then kicking the shell and doing a big combo against the Koopas all the time, right?
All the time, right?
There's no classic Mario stuff. Is there fire flowers? Yes, but when you get one, all of a sudden it's like completely...
You conflated Goomba with Koopa, by the way. You can kick Goombas in Mario Galaxy once you spin them, but I don't think that's what he meant.
That you would have thought, like, for example, why is he jumping on a Goomba?
Yeah, jumping on a Goomba. Yeah, he means jumping on a Koopa and shooting it at a row of Goombas.
And then kicking the shell and doing a big combo against the Koopas all the time, right? He doesn't do that. There's no classic Mario stuff. Is there fire flowers? Yes, but when you get one, all of a sudden it's like completely different to how it would have been used in the games.
How is it different?
You know, it feels like that. Even something like he has the cat suit. Well, he has cat powers, but is he using some of the cat powers from the game? Yeah, but he's also like super.
Okay, so he is using stuff from the game. It's just not the shit you want to see.
Powered, like now he's a superhero and he's flying around doing cat fu, kung fu. That's not in the game.
Okay, but it's again an interpretation of how the cat suit would have worked, like how the cat suit would play out practically. It's an interpretation of it. It's not supposed to be literally just like the game. In the game, you have two moves as the cat. You press Y to do a claw swipe, and then you jump in the air and you do a delayed dive with Y. That is the cat suit. And then you can also climb up walls. There's only so much you can do with that if you put it literally in the game. If you interpret it, you can do a little bit more, and that's why Cat Mario moves the way that he does in the movie.
Cat suit. Well, he has cat powers, but is he using some of the cat powers from the game? Yeah, but he's also like super powered. Like now he's a superhero and he's flying around doing cat fu, kung fu. That's not in the game. You see? And it does that a lot. Like it basically takes the lore of the games and just turns it into its own entity.
Yeah, that was the idea.
And kind of goes way outside of the realms and confines of what we already know from the video games.
Because if you make it too literal, the parents won't get it. You have to adapt it. That's why it's called an adaptation. DC should direct the next Mario movie. Yeah, it'll just be his playthrough. It'll just be his Galaxy playthrough on screen for the whole movie.
I argue,
doesn't get more literal than that.
That's original, but the question is, who are they trying to appease with this movie?
If all Mario could do was just swipe and jump, do you think DSP would have enjoyed the movie at all, or just complain it was lame and linear? Complain that it was lame and linear and was too faithful to the games? Wow, he does what we expect, but they don't really do anything with it.
Because in 90 minutes of runtime, there really isn't much substance to this movie at all. There's a lot of action, there's a few laughs along the way, but it never really feels at the end of the movie like, wow, finally Mario made it to the big screen, and we got to see all
already
those
on the big
things
screen
that we loved from the Mario games transferred faithfully. It feels nothing like that. It's like they didn't bother trying to be faithful. They just wanted to get those elements on the screen in any mishmash, smashed way, and it doesn't feel like Mario at the end of the movie. The end of the movie is so weird without spoiling.
It's weird because he's kind of right. It is, I'm not going to sweep for the movie too hard. It is kind of like a bullet points, point A to point B, point C member berry festival. It's very much popcorn slop meant for your children and to evoke nostalgic vibes from adults who grew up with the Mario Brothers series of games. But the way he goes about explaining this still conveys the idea that he completely missed the point of the movie.
And it doesn't feel like Mario at the end of the movie. The end of the movie is so weird without spoiling. There's a big resolution where Mario and Luigi finally kind of man up and team up and they face Bowser mano a mano, and through this...
There's not enough time for the movie to breathe after the first act. Yeah, it is an ongoing issue with kids' movies, that there has to be stuff constantly happening on screen, or else they'll get bored because they have ADHD.
Clever tactic, they beat him. But the question is, why wasn't that clever tactic ever used earlier in the movie? This is an element that was introduced early on in the movie and was forgotten about till the end. You could have literally beaten him at any point in the movie using this, but you didn't remember it till the last minute of the movie so that you can have your happy ending resolution. Also, and this is a minor spoiler, but I will tell you, it's so odd. At the end of the movie, the Mushroom Kingdom spills into real-life Brooklyn, New York, and all the people there are like, huh? But it's funny because at first they're all like, what the hell's going on? What are these giant turtles invading? And then within seconds, it's like, fine, everything's fine. Like, what? Like, they're not freaking out? They're not ripping their hair out of their head that interdimensional creatures are invading New York? Oh, no, it's fine because the Mario Brothers are here and they're saving the day and everything's happy. Like, what?
Well, they are saving the day.
No! A dimensional tear just opened. Are you not losing your mind? Are you not like... You know what I mean? Like,
they wanted Mario Alex Jones to come out and talk about how he's vindicated because the turtle people are real.
I have to conclude, it's a children's movie. This movie doesn't have any...
So, here's my first takeaway. One, it's for children.
After watching this movie, I have to conclude, it's a children's movie.
That's his big declaration. Massive takeaway. It's for kids.
This movie doesn't have any kind of complex plot line. It really doesn't even have much of a coherent plot line. It's just...
Phil's the kind of guy who would get mad at, for example, Final Fantasy VI movie, and all the fighting in the movie wasn't literally turn-based combat. Yeah, if they adapted it to be like action scene after action scene after action scene, he would be like, oh, well, that's alright, I guess, but I wish they could have done something to incorporate the turn-based elements of the game.
Complex plot line. It really doesn't even have...
It's a Mario movie, it doesn't need a complex plot line.
Much of a coherent plot line. It's just...
It honestly doesn't even need a coherent plot line. It just needs to be member berries on a screen you can point and clap at.
We gotta do this. Now we're going here to do this. Now we're going here to do this. Fight, fight, fight. Go to here to do this. Fight, fight, fight. Go to here to do this. Fight, fight, fight. You don't see any character development in the characters besides Luigi. There's one moment of character development at the end of the movie, and that's it. Everyone else just kind of stays in their lane of who they are, and there's a lot of action that's just kind of frivolous action that doesn't really go anywhere. Like I said, there's tons of references to Mario, but none of them are really utilized to explain anything or make it feel like anything is of worth. Here's a perfect example. In one scene, they'll start playing a theme from Super Mario Brothers, the original game. Then all of a sudden it transitions to an orchestral theme from Super Mario 64. And then all of a sudden there's a song from Super Mario Galaxy. And if you know those games, you're like, oh, this is neat. But why did they do that mishmash of themes all together like that? Why don't they have a continuous running theme throughout the movie that's
called a medley?
The theme of the movie. If you actually watch... But why did they do that mishmash of themes all together like that? Why don't they have a continuous running theme throughout the movie that's the theme of the movie?
I'm kind of confused by what he's asking for. A unique theme made for the movie that has a leitmotif?
Why don't they have a continuous running theme throughout the movie that's the theme of the movie? If you
rather than pulling so much from the games, but if you're watching a Mario movie, you expect there to be music from the games. It just kind of goes part and parcel with the expectations of the movie.
Actually watch great franchises like Lord of the Rings or Star Wars. They all have those synonymous scenes. Star Wars, dun 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 dun, or Lord of the Rings, you know, dun 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 dun. Da, 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 da. And you hear those in the movie, you get goosebumps. Why didn't they just use the Mario theme as the theme to hold this together and gel it together and play it through the whole movie? Instead, they just mishmashed random Mario themes and smashed them together. And then guess what else they did? They purchased licensed music.
Uh-oh. The thing that everybody complains about. Yeah, again, it's called the medley. Use different songs throughout the games. Again, it's like if you know, it just like because he understood. He just indicated that he understood it. If you know what game that the songs are from, it has added value for you. The music itself is just good on its own for people who haven't played those games. But he'd rather have just the Mario Brothers movie constantly going, like constantly playing throughout the film as a leitmotif for you. But like no other game music, just the Mario Brothers theme to just like cement it as the one theme of the movie. Or I get kind of what he's asking. He wants like a central focal theme, and apparently the movie trashed that and decided to opt for nostalgia bait by having tracks from all across the series, which I prefer. If it's gonna be a fucking nostalgia fest, fuck it, just put all the music in from across the games. I have no problem with that.
Yes, there's actual like mainstream music from other movies you've heard a million times. How many times have you heard Holding Out for a Hero in a movie? I've heard it in Short Circuit 2. I heard it in freaking Saints Row 3. It's been in so many comedy movies, and they got Holding Out for a Hero.
Okay, but Saints Row 3 is not a movie.
It's played out. It almost feels to me like the writers had an idea for what they wanted to do.
You named like two things that had Holding Out for a Hero in it.
Expected in kind of a generic action movie for kids, rather than trying to actually make this a Mario movie. Like, no exaggeration. You could remove all the Mario elements, and it could still be a good movie for kids, but it didn't really add anything having the Mario element.
What is Short Circuit 2? It's the movie with Johnny Five in it. Johnny Five is alive! But it's the weird second one where he's friends with the Indian guy.
I mean it, like, it just didn't feel meaningful to me as a Mario movie. I would expect this is how we're going to take Mario to the big screen, introduce him to the world, and we're going to have all these cool, meaningful memes and tropes and things that are going to come out.
What?
You want to know the one meme that came out of this?
The movie is bad because it has no lasting cultural zeitgeist discussion with the memes that it created.
This is how we're going to take Mario to the big screen, introduce him to the world, and we're going to have all these cool, meaningful memes and tropes and things that are going to come out of it. You want to know the one meme that came out of this movie?
Peaches.
Do you know what that is? At one point, Bowser, played by Jack Black, sits down at a piano, and he's supposed to be the big bad of the movie, the ominous
I already
character
said Bowser
frightening
was
everyone.
played by Jack
and he
Black.
plays a love ballad to Princess Peach.
The
about
movie
his
is
crush
bad
about her.
because no
Where he's
memes.
like, I wanna, treat you well for the rest of your life. You're gonna be with me, peaches, 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 and that's it. And every time he plays it, he gets interrupted. So it's not even like a full-length song. And by the way, the song's not funny. Like, it would have been one thing if it like big hilarious punchlines and things. It's just not. It's just that the joke's supposed to be, oh, he's the big bad, but he's sensitive. Look, he plays the song. It's not even funny.
But you get the joke,
became
though.
a meme on the internet. I don't know why. The song's not good, and it's
It
not
must have
funny.
resonated with boomers
So
that
why are
aren't
we
you.
memeing it, right? There was like almost no memeable moments in the movie. They tried
Where are the memeable moments?
hard, like Toad with his one-liners and stuff, but it doesn't really work. It kind of falls flat. And by the end of the movie, I'll be honest with you, I'm not even kidding you, I started nodding off at the end of the movie. I was bored because I was like, nothing here is really meaningful. The writing's
I'm falling asleep over here. Nothing's happening.
off at the end of the movie. I was bored because I was like, nothing here is really meaningful. The writing's kind of bad. It's definitely writing for kids. It's not really.
It's a
doesn't have
kid's
anything there
movie.
for adults. And as a lifelong fan of Mario, I got bored of them just taking something from a Mario game and cramming it into the movie with no meaning, no explanation. It was not very good, honestly. Like, the actual visual style, amazing. Okay, the voice acting, perfectly fine. I don't care about having, Star-Lord as Mario. I don't care that Jack Black was Bowser. None of that mattered to me. They did a fine job in their roles. The problem was the plot was just not very good. It was boring. It droned on. For a 90-minute movie, I shouldn't be nodding off. I should be feeling like the movie's too short. It feels like the movie's too long because nothing of meaning is really ever going on, and it just kind of doesn't feel like you're going anywhere. The resolution doesn't feel very satisfying. And at the end of the day, when the movie ends, you're kind of like, I think
Siege
they kinda
mode
missed the mark
engaged.
here. Like, the point of making a mainstream Mario movie should have been to convert the video games into a movie. Not, let's take
It's so
random
weird
things from each
'cause,
game,
like,
smash them together.
other people
add
hated and
pop
critiqued
culture
the movie
references, add music that's
as
licensed
well,
from pop
but for
culture,
completely
and just
different
homogenize
reasons.
it into another Illumination
How did he
movie.
miss the mark
That's
even on
exactly
shitting on the
what they
movie?
did. And by the way, I'm a fan of movies like Despicable Me and Minions because those were original plots, things that were made original, the first time you're seeing them. They weren't based on anything else. So when you're watching those movies, you're interested in where they're going. Here I'm like, when are we going to get to Mario Brothers? And by the end of the movie, you're like, we never got to Mario Brothers. We just saw a generic action movie for kids that happened to have Mario Brothers characters and music.
When are we getting the Super Mario
I didn't really
Brothers?
like it.
When are we getting to
And I
the
know it's gonna
fireworks
be
factory?
Kind of disappointing for a lot of people who were hoping that I was going to say I loved it. I actually didn't really like it. I thought it was kind of meh. I was bored.
I thought
at
it was
parts.
mid.
I was disappointed.
I'm gonna be
there was
honest.
No running theme of Mario. I was really disappointed. when
running
they used
theme
the
of Mario?
Music. The plot had no development.
Like, he's not talking about music. He just means like the central cohesive thing that holds the movie together. There was not enough Mario in my Mario movie. Why wasn't it based off the original Super Mario Brothers NES game released in 1985 for the Nintendo Entertainment System that I played in 1991? Why? Why was it just an action movie with Mario in it? It's almost like they just wanted to make a shitty fucking movie for kids to get people into Mario that weren't previously into Mario, to get them in the Nintendo ecosystem. It's not like this wasn't their explicitly stated mission when they announced that this would be happening along with the theme park.
Running theme of Mario. I was really disappointed.
I just want to know
when
what
they used
his
the licensed music.
ideal version of the
plot
movie
had
would
no
be.
development whatsoever for 99% of the characters. They were just kind of there to be there. And at the end of the day, I felt like it was a meaningless story. Like, it didn't really tell anything. It just happened, and now the Mario Brothers are in the Mushroom Kingdom, and if they have a sequel, there's a little Easter egg at the end hinting at Yoshi being in the next one. Great, I guess. And there's going to be a next one because this one made so much money, but again, unless it has meaning.
I wonder, why was he expecting it to be based? So he's upset that the next movie isn't based on Mario 2. But as of this movie, he knows Yoshi will be in the next movie. The next movie can't be based on Mario 2 because Yoshi wasn't in Mario 2.
Like, for example, if the next one was Super Mario World and introduced the plot line.
Okay, he wanted to... Okay, why is it okay to skip Mario 2 and 3 and go to Mario World, but it's not okay for them to skip even more games and go all the way to Galaxy? The answer is he grew up with Mario World.
Bowser now has Koopa kids you have to fight. and there's a world taken over with these different, like there's a chocolate land and there's this different themed land, and Mario's doing all that stuff, that would be neat. But that's the thing, like they didn't do that in this one. They had opportunity to utilize everything
because they had to set it up. They had to set the foundation. They don't want to waste Mario World or Mario Galaxy on the first movie. The first movie has to almost play it too safe.
Like segments of the movie, they didn't bother doing that.
Let's be real. If someone asked CSP during a pre-stream or during a driving segment, do you think he would even remember that he shit on the movie, or just say it was okay but not great? He would remember that he didn't like it, but he would no longer be able to give you specifics like he is right now. Because this is hot off the presses of him watching the movie. He wouldn't be able to give you specifics on the movie, but he'd at least be able to tell you that he didn't like it. And actually, I honestly would say if you asked him about it on a pre-stream today, he would be meaner to the movie than how he's coming across in this video. He'd be even meaner to the movie, but he wouldn't be able to give you specifics like he is here.
If anything, they did it for a quick montage and then went back to their kind of...
He wanted the next one to be World because World is smaller than Galaxy. Why did he want the Mario Land movie then? You have to go Land, World, then Galaxy. Even the games didn't adhere to that. After Galaxy, we went on an Odyssey. And Odyssey is smaller than a Galaxy.
Generic plot and missed on the whole point of making a Mario movie. So great if Yoshi's in the next one, but if Yoshi's in the next one, it has nothing to do with Super Mario World, you kind of missed the point again.
Oh no, this is why. It's Mario Galaxy and it has Yoshi, but it's not the game where Yoshi made his first appearance, so you kind of missed the mark.
But if Yoshi's in the next one, it has nothing to do with Super Mario World, you kind of missed the point again. So,
nah, I feel like you can do a Mario Galaxy movie with Yoshi in it because he's in fucking Galaxy 2. It works.
I didn't really like it. I'm sorry, the animation was the best part for me, and hearing some nostalgic themes and every once in a while an Easter egg. Outside of that, I was pretty darn bored. Like I said, I literally almost nodded off at the end of the movie. I was like, oh, I had to keep myself awake to try to finish it, and the ending...
I mean, you were watching it at like 2 in the morning. Isn't it kind of funny? 1 year later, it wouldn't be movies he'd be watching at 2 in the morning. It'd be the Kino Casino.
Suck. So
those guys kept them wide awake.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Maybe this movie was made solely for kids. Maybe I'm missing the
point. It was.
Maybe this is a way to introduce Mario to children. Right?
Yes, that's true. That was their mission statement with the theme park in the movie. It's expand Mario, to expand the IP into horizons that Nintendo hasn't formally touched in years, to get people into the IP that wouldn't otherwise be into the IP, kids that don't know about Mario, adults that don't know about Mario, get new fans in there so they can become Tandy cultists.
Right? Because I actually heard a lot of people around, even on my streams, but in real life, saying they liked the movie. Maybe if you're not someone who's played every Mario game, you're someone who's not looking for that in there, and all you care about that it's Mario, because you know what Mario is, then maybe you loved the movie. But for me, I was like,
I don't even think he hates this movie. I think he's trying to follow the trend of people that didn't like it and tried to make his own reasons for it. Also, amazing cut right here. That's pretty good. Anyway, I can agree with him not liking the movie for the autistic reasons that he described. But you can do both, right? They're not mutually exclusive. He could genuinely dislike the movie because he's an old bitter man who doesn't like fun, much less popcorn movies meant for children. So too can he weaponize him not liking the movie to make him just like the other reviewers who also hated it, because it was trendy to shit on the movie when it released. Yeah, he doesn't hate it, he just doesn't like it. Or rather, I would rather say he was bored by it and moreover confused by it, which led to him not liking it. But I feel like I get a stronger energy of just was confused by it.
Wasn't what I want. It wasn't what I was expecting. Like, imagine if they make a Legend of Zelda movie next, but it doesn't have any of the elements of plot of Zelda.
Okay, well, Zelda has a much tighter lore and focus on story. You can't have a Zelda movie that goes through the motions like the Mario movie did. I think something tells me they're gonna have a little bit more care to the Zelda movie, just by nature of the IP.
Zelda movie next, but it doesn't have any of the elements of plot of Zelda. There's no major master sword, there's no Triforce, there's no Ganon, or there is Ganon, but he's generic and boring. It doesn't have the ominous tone of the character from the games. But instead,
what does he mean by that? If we get Ganondorf, but he's not black?
But it's definitely just an action movie for kids with jokes and pop culture and shit in it. You'd be like, huh? Why'd they do that? They have all these awesome fantasy elements you can use to make an amazing story out of all those Zelda games and make a movie out of it. Imagine if they just ignored all those elements and instead said, here's a generic, another Illumination movie that just happened to have Zelda characters in it. That's
kind of their style, though. That is kind of Illumination style.
Kind of how I felt about the Mario movie. I hope they don't do that with Zelda, because Zelda, the lore is great. I mean, there's insanely good lore
Explain
there
the lore.
to dive into. Why
Explain
would
Breath
you
of the
ignore
Wild.
it all? And that's what I kind of like they felt that they did here. I don't know why.
Zelda's gonna do its own thing, whereas Mario was like a hodgepodge of member berries. Zelda's gonna do its own thing, probably with some member berries, but it's not gonna be based on any one game. He talks about the lore, but can't explain the lore. Explain what timeline Breath of the Wild is in. You can't, cause it's not in any. They fucking tossed away the 3 timeline idea.
Happened. So that's my review of the Mario movie. Honestly, I didn't like it. If I had to give it a thumbs up or thumbs down, I'd probably give it a thumbs down. I wouldn't even give it a man. I'd be like, nah, I didn't really like it, you know? Sucks because I really wanted to like it, and at the end of the day, I'm trying to be honest, I just didn't really enjoy it that much. I hope that if they make a sequel, it's more in line with what you would expect of the...
This is weird though, Ann, because this was, date for this was July 2023. This was right off the presses of him playing Tears of the Kingdom. So like that game is still fresh in his memory. Actually, he may have even still have been playing it July of 2023 because it came out May 2023. So he may have even still have been playing it.
The wonder and the lore of the Mario world and having more of that treated respectfully and interestingly, rather than just saying, oh, it's a Mario movie, cram all that shit into 90 minutes and have none of it make any sense. I hope they do a better job next time.
Now punctuate that with the sip.
What did you think of the Mario movie? Leave a comment on this video. Let me know if I'm absolutely crazy insane, or
nah,
if
you
kind
spoke
of agree
truth
with
to
me,
power,
or maybe
King.
you fall somewhere in the middle. I would absolutely love to know your thoughts, and of course, engagement helps this channel. So please, by all means, share your thoughts on the Mario movie. I'd love to hear them, but for me, no sir, I didn't like it. Thanks for watching my review,
Ren and
and I'll see you
Stimpy.
soon.
That's not even the thing. It's not even the right thing. Oh man, I'm glad I went back to that. So now, this coming Friday, we get to hear what he thinks of that trailer. Bravo, King, you really showed him. Ann, you make me angry, Ann. He's already pissed that the movie is going to be based off Galaxy. They skipped way too many games. What? Where's the fucking Sunshine movie? Where's the Mario World movie? They could have done a whole movie on Isle Delfino. They could have done a whole movie on Dinosaur Land. We're just skipping straight to Galaxy. Fuck yeah. That's the one that sold a gazillion copies on the Wii. Yeah, there were not many comments left. Why isn't this high-budget movie more like an NES game as a wild criticism of the movie? Yeah, like he disliked it, or rather was bored and confused by it, but not for the same reasons that everybody else was. Thinking too much for a kid's movie? You should have responded and been like, it being a kid's movie isn't an excuse for it to be dog shit. I think movies shouldn't follow lore as strictly as the games if they're in a separate bubble. I really don't know what the takeaway for him was supposed to be. But he thinks things literally. So I guess he did figure that it was going to be an adaptation doing its own thing. He thought it was going to be a little bit more intrinsically linked to the games, rather than just an adaptation doing its own thing to get people interested in the IP to hopefully buy a Switch 1 and or Switch 2. I really don't get what he wants. Does he want a movie or a game? He wants a game in a movie. He wants it to be more. I liken it to the Mario Kart scene where it's so explicitly Mario Kart if you watch the movie or watched the trailer like I did. It's supposed to explicitly be Mario Kart, but because at no point do any of the characters say that it's Mario Kart, he isn't assured that it's meant to be Mario Kart. We need even more overt references so that he can be assured that it's literally supposed to be like the game. But if it's literally supposed to be like the game, then he would complain that it's too much like the game and it doesn't try harder, it's not creative enough, it didn't do anything new, innovative, or different for a movie based on a video game. Who's that guy who made all the shitty video game movies in the 2000s? We need him. We need that guy to come in. We need you, Ball. He needs to come in and make the Mario movie of Phil's fucking dreams. When's the Street Fighter movie out again? When is it out? Let's see. October 16th, 2026. Wow. Yeah, he needs yellow paint in the movie. He doesn't want to say that something is in the movie, but it's not in the movie. Like, imagine if it's not meant to be a Mario Kart reference, it's just them in go-karts, and Phil says that it's Mario Kart, and then people in the chat make fun of him, people in the comments make fun of him for saying that it's Mario Kart, but it's not really Mario. Like, he wants to avoid that. He doesn't want to point out a potential member berry, and then it's not the member berry, and then people laugh at him because it's not the member berry. He needs yellow paint to let him know what the explicit references are. It's like wanting the whole Doom movie to just be the first person part, shooting demons and nothing else. Yeah, he'd love it. He wants it to be like, there was a first person movie that was all shot in first person. He wants it to be Hardcore Henry. Oh, wait, I should have kept reading. Even Hardcore Henry had more plot than just shooting all the time. I should have kept reading your message. But yeah, that's his review. We're going to listen to him talk about it even more on Friday. Alright, stream was pushed to an hour. Thank you for the 7-minute sneak peek at this movie that I'm probably going to get the VOD struck down for. Let's see, is this up officially already? It is.
Would you like more?
Thank you, Infamous KS, for the 10-bit cheer. Big ups, Dinga. Thanks for the gay and woke Mario stream. You're welcome. It'll probably be pretty good. It'll be pretty okay. Again, this is the movie they actually wanted to make. They didn't want to make the first Mario movie. They wanted to make the Galaxy movie the whole time. They just couldn't yet because you can't start the cinematic universe with Galaxy. That's too big of scope. You gotta start small. I'll probably see it years later on a plane. That'll probably be me too. I'll be just incidentally channel surfing, which is something I don't even do normally. And then I'll just see it playing on freeform. And I'll just have it on in the background while doing other things. I really want to know if this is actually Tostarena or just a planet that resembles Tostarena. Yeah, he better review the Street Fighter movie. Like, he's probably not going to want to watch this because he already didn't like the first movie, so I don't really expect the review. He better review the Street Fighter movie. There's like no excuse. I like, look, his mouth here does the Spider-Verse thing. Oh fuck, we gotta watch Arlo react to this. The video's not out yet though. There's my fucking hero. Yeah, I'm hyperfixating. I back tonight? Yeah. I'm gonna do Pac-Man DLC, because I probably should have done it yesterday. I just didn't have time to download it, get all the shit together. I will do it tonight. Oh, it cuts off the parts later with Rosalina and Bowser Jr. Oh well. Oh well. Arlo thought Rosalina would be Kate Blanchett, so I was less wrong than him. Who did you think it was gonna be? I didn't have any predictions. I didn't care that much. As long as it wasn't Aquafina. Rosalingus? As a WWE wrestler, oh.
Let's celebrate!
Thank you, Bashe! 11 months of tier 1 for 37 months in total. Why are we not able to see Rosalina's fate? 0 out of 10? Rarely have you been able to. One of the Olympics games lets you see it, because she does like the rhythmic gymnastics. It's like the one that was on Wii U. But generally that is not something you're able to look at, sir. Scarlett Johansson was my pick. I had no predictions. I'm not a movie buff. And I don't watch movies, Mayan. I'm actually concerned about the feet, but not about her Titanic weight ass. Yeah, and most spin-offs of Rosalina's a heavyweight. They never really explain that. I've seen people say it's just, oh, it's because space and gravity, and that's heavy, so heavyweight. It's because she's tall, obviously. There's no lore reasoning behind it. You're overthinking it. You're thinking too hard about it. Brie Larson has no ass, so it's irony. Well, thankfully, it's not a live-action movie. Mods, by anyone not thinking hard. I wonder what's the context for the ninja scene, though, because it looks like they're in a casino area. They're in Casino Night Zone. Alright, there we go. Yeah, they're at the Kino Casino. Is that it? Is that it? Do we go to sleep? Anne, what are we doing? Anne, are you working from home, Anne? Do our shows have new episodes, Anne? Oh no, he's at the office! Ah! I'm fucking felted. Go to bed? I just went to bed. I'll probably do some stuff. I'll catch up with stuff in reality, and then I'll be live again later today to do the Sonic the Hedgehog DLC for Pac-Man World 2. It's stealth shadow dropped yesterday during the Japanese State of Play, which was a crock of shit, by the way. Fucking, you hype beast the Japanese focused State of Play, and the announcements are just announcements you would expect from a regular Nintendo Direct. Fucking dog shit. Sony is cooked, and the big announcement at the end is that they're gonna make a region locked PS5 digital. Only the PS5 digital, no region locked PS5 physical. Just like how Nintendo made the Japan only region locked Switch 2 for cheaper. Sony steals the idea, makes a PS5 that's Japan only for cheaper, but it's only the digital model. And Japanese people hate downloading shit. And the Switch 2 is still 5,000 yen cheaper than this model that they announced. Also, I dropped my comb. Yeah, absolutely disgusting state of play. Nothing new, no announcements, third-party ports and DLC, and literally John Sony himself begging you to buy a PlayStation 5 because millions and millions of people in Japan refuse to upgrade from the PS4. You know why? Because they keep making games for the PS4. How about you stop making games for the PS4 in the big 25? All right. Yeah, I'm done. Pac-Man later tonight. So I got halfway through Spyro 2 last night because I had to cut it short to be up in time today, or else I was gonna oversleep on my one day off. So I'll do the rest of Spyro 2 on Thursday, and then Spyro 3 on Friday. Pablo, let's get out of here. Whoa, and just like that, we're done. What do you mean only halfway sad? There's like 3 worlds in the game. I got to the 2nd world. I didn't want to oversleep. Thanks for stopping by. The 1-hour stream is over. You can go home now. You don't have to stay here anymore. Go enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your morning. Walk around. Go stretch. Go get a bite. Go get a drink. Go get some breakfast. Go exercise. Go do whatever it is that you do. Oh, I didn't see the gaming monitor. See, I was watching the State of Playthrough, Saru, who was watching it live. Like, I wasn't watching it on my own, so... Because I was watching it through VC, I couldn't rewind or anything, so if I missed something, I missed something. And I don't have the heart in me to rewind and go see what I missed. What gender ambiguous VTuber am I getting a gifted sub to then, Dingus? We checked out Koizumi Kaido last night. He actually ended up being pretty chill. Who's live right now? Seven and Shroom are on BRB. Well, there's only one live right now that I can really send you to. Oh, let me pull this up. Infamous KS, thank you for the 10 bits. And Bashe, thank you for the tier 1, 13 months in a row, 37 months total. Ludwig just started, Mailman's on too. Now, I know, you guys would probably just trickle into Ludwig. But yeah, we also have Tevin on... Tevin's watching the Boondocks? And Shroom is just putting on random This Is How I Don't Play. Per your request, you will get sent to a gender ambiguous VTuber. But you can go wherever you want to go. And then I'll be live later today. Yeah, but bye-bye, adios, Mimi time. We'll see you when we see you. And if we didn't see you, then we didn't see you. But if we did see you, then we saw you. And if we didn't see you, hopefully we will see you next time. If I can see myself in the mirror each and every single day, hopefully I can inspire viewers like you, to see themselves in their mirrors each and every single day. Alright, we're rating a super cool dude. He's playing Dispatch. It's that game that everybody's talking about. That's more like a movie. He's super based, but you still can't say the N-word over there. Dispatch is great, by the way. Yeah, I heard it wasn't that woke! Ain't it interesting? Western game steals the concept of like the harem shit from anime, and it's just immensely successful immediately. Wah! Alright, bye-bye.